Scientists unite to resolve Vengi in the
Let's see in
fight
peace.
together.
Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about we're going to do the second tutorial on Java. So today we're going to talk about what is called data types. We're going to talk about main data types in Java. So the first one, we're going to continue on from the last tutorial. Last time we just printed out hello world. We're going to talk about strings first. So what is a string? A string is basically a sequence of characters. So basically anything that you might express as a sentence, a word, just two words, whatever you might think of, anything that can be written as that we generalize as being text. So how do we declare string? So firstly we write string, capital letter S, you write the name of the string, let's make it name, then we write, let's give it a value. So the value, let's say it's hello world. Then we have to terminate that line. So initially it's saying the value is not used. So how do we use this? So instead of writing a hello world in this parenthesis, I can write name. Now, what effect does this have? So the value hello world is now being referenced as the value name. So whenever I say name, the computer is going to know that I'm in hello world. So let's run this. So it took a bit of time to run, but once it ran, once it ran, it wrote hello world. So we can change name to anything we want. We can say goodbye. We run it. We're going to get bye. So that's a basic thing. So what other data types are there? So the second one we're going to talk about is the, let's say, integer void number equal to 5. Now, an integer is basically how it sounds in mathematics, an integer. Number which follows the sequence is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, just a number with no decimal point. So an integer, just as it means, number with no. So we can use integers in arithmetic operation and do mathematical stuff with integers in the programming language. Now we're going to introduce the integer. We're going to print the integer here. Just print the number. I just changed name to number. Okay, it just prints out 5. So on top of this, we're going to talk about different things you can do with integers. So we're going to create a second number here. Say it's 7. And we're going to do multiple operations on this number. We're going to say integer answer is equal to the first operation we're going to do. We're going to add the numbers together. Then we're going to print the answer. This operator, the plus, means we're adding the numbers together. You can see the answer is 12, which is 5 plus 7. The second one we're going to use is times. So we use this star to represent multiplying the number. We run this to get 35. Then there is division. I'm going to put a more sensible number here. Let's say 14. Then we're going to divide. So we're saying 14 divided by 7. 2. So this is the operator we use for division. Then the next one we're going to use is this. It shows up as a percent sign, but it's called the modulus operator. So the modulus operator will return the remainder when you divide a number. So for example, if I say 5 divided by 10, let's say the opposite, 10 divided by 5, the modulus would be 0, since 10 is divisible by 5. But if I were to say 12 divided by 5, modulus would be 2, because 10 gets into 5 gets into 10 two times, then there's a remainder of. So if I say 17 divided by, let's say, 8, for example, the modulus is 1, because 8 gets into 16, then leaves a remainder of 1. So if I were to say 14 and put the modulus sign 7, the answer should be, I want you to try and guess this, but the answer is, you can pause and try to guess it, the answer is 0. So once we run this, the answer is 0. 14 divided by 7 is 2, remainder 0. That 0 is the answer. Okay, so those are basic operations you can do on integers. So this same operations you are doing, you can do them on something called a double. You can change this 2 to the data type double. And these same operations would you apply, for example, adding the 2, get 21, subtracting. We forgot about subtracting last time. We just used the minus sign. We have addition, then there is subtraction. So 14 minus 7 give us 7. Then the next one is division. 14 divided by 7 should give us 2. Then the next one, modulus. The answer is 0. You can see there's a difference between the first time we were printing and the last time. When we were printing integers, you can see the numbers that were coming out didn't have a decimal point. So they were 35, 2, 0. But this time the numbers we're printing out have a decimal point. So it's 2.0, 0.0, 7.0, to show that they are not just integers, they are doubles. So even with these numbers, we change this to, let's say, 14.5. Sorry, I didn't change this one to a double. This one's a double, and we name it 14.5. And we give it the value of 14.5. You divide, and it gives you the 0.5 as the module. You add, give us 21.5. Now that's just a basic double. So we talked about strings, integers, and double. Now what happens when I want to print an integer and a double? A string and a double at the same time, or a string and an integer at the same time. Let's say there's an integer which is representing age. Say the age is 14 or 15, whatever it is. Then I want to write on screen John's age is 15. So John's age is, then it writes what the age is. So I can just put in John age is, and I'll just leave it like this. Then the age is, then to print this, I'm going to say name plus age. So I'm saying the string added to the integer. What this does is just what is called concatenation, or adding on to the string. It takes the John's age is, then adds the in at the end. Age plus name plus age. So John's age is 50. Okay, so this will also work with, even if age was not a string, if it was a double print. Also, it would work if this was string as well. Always remember, when you're declaring a string, you always have to put it in parentheses. So we're going to say 15 words. This would work as well if you write 15 in symbols, but there's an actual number, but you have to put it in these double quotes. So now this changed to John's age is. So for the integer, it was John's age is 15. For the double, it was John's age is 15.0. For the string, it's John's age is 1. So those are just quick basics on data types in Java. Thank you for